Hi Sagittarius, welcome back to Key Wisdom Tarot. My name is Ruth and I'm your Reiki Master and Tarot Reader. This, my darlings, is your intuitive reading for the time between the 19th and the 25th. I'm going to draw some cards for love, for career, money, finances, work, finances, whatever, and for the key energies for you guys for this week. I've already shuffled and meditated. I'll do a little bit more of that on camera and then we'll get started with your reading. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. That is how you support my channel and all the other YouTubers out there. Okay, let's get started. Okay, that was hard to do because there's been a real sense of helplessness actually, and finally this is what's going to be over. I feel like you have felt, I mean, you have felt extremely restricted in some way, and this finally you're overcoming that this week. Now we've got the card at the base of the reading, which is the Three of Cups. Now the card at the base of the reading is the overall perspective of this week or this reading, okay? And that's the Three of Cups. Now the Three of Cups is a card about celebration, about union, or coming together to celebrate. And this is not only you in your life coming together with people to celebrate, but this is the universe, you know, your helpers, your guides, your angels, your God, whatever it is you believe in, celebrating you, saying, well done, finally you've realized, finally you've recognized how you feel and you're responding to that. And this is kind of the energy for you guys this week, okay? So let's have a look at your key energies. These are your key energies. We'll look at this one first, this one right at the end. These are your love, and this is everything else, okay? So let's have a start here with your first key energy. Excellent, 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 excellent. I'm so glad to see this card. We've got the Seven of Wands. Now, number sevens are really ultimately all about our authenticity, about finding our equilibrium, about being who we are, about, and in this instance, with it being the wand energy, this is about standing firm in who you are and in what you want, in what you're drawn to, in who you're drawn to, in the direction you want to go in, regardless of whether or not people frown on it, whether or not people agree with you. This is what you need to stand up for. You need to fight for you. You need to recognize that your feelings matter, that what you want matters, that what you're passionate about matters, regardless of what everyone else thinks. And it's as if you, by doing that, it's as if that is what we're celebrating, because it's like you're unfettered by all this now, by, oh, but, you know, what about this? What about them? What about the job? What about her? What about the time? What about the money? What about the... You still have to be committed to the things that you want to do, the things that feel good to you, that you're passionate about. You know, the wand energy is key, i.e. K-I, like the name of my channel. It is key. Or chi. It's your life force, what motivates you, what drives you, the things that you desire, the directions that you want to go in. That's that energy, and this is you standing firm in that. Sevens are about our we're being challenged by who we are. Are we being true to ourselves? All the sevens basically ask that question, and the sevens are about having experiences that make us sort of recognize that, or ask that question, you know, or face up to that question. Are we being true to ourselves? Am I being true to myself? And this is kind of that, you saying, yes, I am. I'm going to stand up for who I am, what I want, what makes me passionate, what makes me, wow. You don't see that often, do you? I'm going to stand up for what it is I want, who it is I want, where it is I want to go, blah, 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 blah. By the way, I've done a post about 444 on my Instagram, Key Wisdom Tarot, and on Facebook, Key Wisdom Tarot. Check it out. I digress, sorry. Anyway, so interesting how you are finally, it feels like the universe is celebrating you finally going, yes, I'm going to do me. And then look what we've got here. You know, we've got this is love, so in love, okay? We've got this card, we've got the card of the PTSD card, Nine of Wands, and we've got the High Priestess. And it's very interesting, isn't it, how, see why? When I talk about the sword energy, this is what I'm going to tell you now, yeah? When I talk about the sword energy, I always say the sword energy is about our thoughts, our minds, our clarity, our consciousness, our communication. what we say and think, and what we allow ourselves to say and think. Now, the reason I say that, I know these aren't swords, by the way, I've not lost the plot. The reason I say that is because isn't our awareness a wonderful thing? We can know something, but we can deny to ourselves that we know it. We can feel something, but we can deny to ourselves, within our bodies, in our souls, within our emotions and our minds, that we don't feel it. Awareness is a funny thing. It's such an interesting thing. And this card is about you no longer avoiding your awareness. This card, number 9, remember all 9s are linked to the Hermit energy, which is about what's going on beneath the surface, what's going on within. Let me shine a light on that. Let me look at that. And again, it's wand energy. I've just explained what that is. So with the 9 of Wands, you're lifting up this blindfold. That's what you're doing. You're lifting up that blindfold and you're looking at the things that have hurt you, the things that you've been holding in, the things that you've not been saying, the things that have been making you feel a certain way. It's the feeling of it, the energy of it. It's like the weight of it. You know, we used to talk about in the past, you know, if people had a nervous breakdown, or a mental break. Well, I'm going to go with nervous breakdown, actually, and there's a reason. A nervous breakdown. So that's obviously, you know, when someone would have, I don't know, you know what a nervous breakdown is, don't you? You know, when someone sort of, it's, I suppose, a mental health issue. Someone has this mental health issue, they can't do anything, they can't go to work. It's like a combination of like depression and anxiety and all that type of stuff. And I had a nervous breakdown. So when my nana passed away, bless her soul, bless her little soul, my nana, here she is, 114, look at that, 114-year-old. And I was her namesake. So when she passed away in 2013, I had a nervous breakdown. And my doctor didn't call it. She said I had an episode. And what it was that at that time in my life, I was a teacher. I'd been a teacher for about 6 years. I'd worked in this same school for about 2-3 years. I loved the people I worked with. I still talk to them now, actually, to this day. I was in a relationship with Wes, my ex-partner. We were together for 6 years. He was a firefighter. So I was a teacher. He is a firefighter. You know, I had enough, you know, great friends. You know, I've always had great friends. I've got a great family, physically healthy and fit. You know, looked well, you know, successful in my job. Then when my nana passed away, I like crumbled. And it was as if I had all these things in my life. As I said, I had this great job, great friends, you know, my family love me, my partner that I live with, we've got a great house, a great dog, you know. And I crumbled. It was as if my nana passing away, it was like all that stuff when you tell yourself. You tell yourself, I'm happy because I've got a great job, I've got a great life, I've got a great partner, I've got a great, you know, friends, I've got a great family, I'm in good health, I look well, you know, I've got a good figure, whatever, you know, I've got enough money. Those things that you tell yourself, they're not, that's not how you feel. You don't feel like that. That's just stuff you tell yourself. And when my nana passed, it hit me so hard. I was so sad by her passing that I felt her passing. You know, it hurt me because my nana's died. My nana's passed. But because I felt that, I felt all this other stuff. Everything all at once. All the stuff that I denied. You know, the stuff that I denied and kept hidden and kept pushed down and just not talked about and not looked at and didn't allow myself to be aware of. And that's physically draining and demanding. And that is when you have a nervous breakdown, because all these crumble. And that's what happened to me. Now, not just for a second, I'm not going to say that that's what's going to happen to you this week. No, 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 no. What I'm saying is that the crumbling of the falsehoods that you keep hold, these rods that we hold in our life, the things, these markers of our success. So because I have this, this, and this, I am happy. Because I have this, this, and this, I am successful. And actually, for me as an individual, that was not the case, because actually what would have made me happy is being able to write every single day, being able to go on the journey that I've been on since subsequently, since 2013, that would have made me happy. But I didn't, what I would tell myself is, I'm happy, I've got a great job, I get paid good money, I've got a great partner who's also got a good job, and my friends are like him and my family like him, and we have a nice house together, and we could get married soon. You tell yourself these things, and these are those things crumbling down. And it's scary once we start to see, and once we allow ourselves to become aware. Now, with a nervous break, the reason I called it the nervous breakdown, not the mental breakdown, is because of the physical toll it takes on us to hold up these rods in our life. So this was me. I've got a great job. I've got a great man. I've got a great house. We've got a nice house, blah, blah, blah. And you're actually carrying all this. You're carrying it all. And even though you think it's just a thought in your mind, it isn't just a thought in your mind. It actually leaves an energetic imprint on your body, on your physical body. Yes, on your emotional body, and yes, on your mental state, but on your physical body, it leaves a toll. And the weight of that you carry. And it's as if those things are crumbling for you now, and you'll feel it physically. But look at the perspective you need to see this week through. One of celebration. It's a breakthrough for you. Not a breakdown, a breakthrough. That's why I didn't call it a mental breakdown, because when people talk about, nervous breakdown. Mental break, yeah. I didn't call it a mental breakdown, because a mental breakdown is something else, and it's energetically, it might feel similar, but the things that are going on during a mental breakdown are very different. And you say, Ruth, why do you know this? And the reason I know this isn't because I am a doctor. It's because each of these cards is an energy that we experience in our life, that we experience in our days, in our weeks, in our months, in our years. And when you practice mindfulness, and when you practice Reiki like I do, I'm a Reiki master, so these are my precepts. When you practice mindfulness and when you practice Reiki, what happens is the experiences that we have, so if someone tells me a lie, for example, that's an experience in life. And that might be, the moon card combined with the 5 of swords and the 7 of swords. That might be, for example, that might indicate a lie, for example, right? Along with that as well, right? So that might indicate a lie. So someone tells me a lie. Now, you think that's just something that happens in your life, but actually there's an energetic signature of that experience. And when you practice mindfulness and when you practice Reiki, for me, how I use Reiki and mindfulness is I can discern the difference, the physical difference, what it physically feels like when someone tells me a lie, when I experience the moon card, when the 9 of cups, whatever, and when I feel afraid, for example. They feel physically different. And this is why it's important that we engage with what we're feeling. Same with this card here. So for you, I'm going on a bit now because I've taken a long time with this. I'll move on. So basically this week, you've got to see that you sticking up for yourself, even if it makes you feel vulnerable and makes you feel exposed, you standing your ground, you believing that what you want, what you feel matters, by you standing in that truth, that is where we start to break down, shatter some of these rods that you've been holding. You start to shout, yeah, well, you know what? It doesn't matter that I've got this husband, or that I've got this partner, and that I've got this great job, and that I've got this great family, and that I've got all this money. I ain't happy. So we're starting to put down these rods that we hold up, that protect us, yes, that serve us, yes, But now you've got to come into the awareness of really the impact that they're having on you. Okay, we're moving on because I'm taking too long. Sorry. Okay, these 2 cards here, these are for everything else. Could apply to love, relationships, career. Wow. Anything. It's something that you've been thinking about, something that you've been concerned about. These 2 cards will relate to that. You apply it. I'll try not to give too many examples. Wow. I've seen these cards for you so many times, as you know. Remember, fire, wand energy, fire, that's your sign. And fire is all about action, Mars, and action. And it's all about our masculinity. And our masculinity is about, it's not looking like a man or being a man or having a penis. Our masculinity is about the actions, the things that we do outside of ourselves, out in the world, the actions that we take. Our femininity isn't about looking like a woman or having long hair or having breasts. Our femininity on our feminine side is about our emotions. And not just our emotions, it's about what we understand about our experiences. What our experiences teach us. So what our external world teaches us about our internal processes. So for example, I'm going to commit to this job or to this person or to this man, and I'm going to completely disregard my feelings and my emotions. Well, that's what creates imbalances. And that's what we do. We all do it. That's why we have the cards that represent the things that they represent. But ultimately, what happens when we start to become aware of the rods that we hold is change gonna come. Change gonna come. And you know that I always say change gonna come in the same way. I don't know why. I just do. I don't know why. It must be off a film. It's definitely obviously an American thing, isn't it? Don't know maybe it's independence. I don't know. Anyway, change gonna come. You don't have to tell me anyway, whatever. So change is coming. So the awareness is what brings about the change. The shift in energy. Yeah, when we acknowledge me holding up this rod is hurting my arms now. Me holding up the pretense of I'm happy doing this job, or I'm happy in this relationship, or I'm happy in this, whatever it is for you as an individual. The awareness that comes through is actually what brings about this shift in energy, this Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune is an auspicious new beginning, a new start that's lucky, something that we want in our life. And not only is the universe providing that for us, you are also providing that for yourself. With this energy, the Page of Wands. This is you. Now, this is you striking out on your own with this one rod, saying, listen, all I've got is how I feel. I just know that, yeah, there's the job, and there's the husband or the wife or the friends and the family and the money. But I want to go to the moon, or I want to write a book, or I want to join the circus, whatever it is for you. Because that's the thing that's going to make me happy. Now, I don't know how it's going to turn out. I'm the Page. If I was the King, I'd know. I don't know because I'm the Page. But I want to do it. I want to go in that direction. And remember, this is masculine. So I'm going to take the steps. I'm going to go out in the world and I'm going to do it. That's this energy. So the universe is bringing about change, bringing in change, trying to bring in change for your life. But not only is the universe doing that, you are doing that. You're taking direct action in order to bring about some new experience that you want. Now, this key energy might tell us, so yeah, you might be afraid. Yeah, you might feel vulnerable. Let's look at your last key energy then for this week. And this is here. We've got the Emperor. Excellent. So you're bossing it. You're bossing it. Sag, this is what we need to see, because remember, the Emperor is in charge. The Emperor is in charge. And the reason the Emperor is in charge and confident is because the Emperor has done that inner work. The Emperor has looked inside and seen the truth of what he feels, and seeing the truth of what his limitations are, and seeing where his fears have come from. The Emperor's been on a journey. So you're not born an emperor. I mean, you might be born a king, but you're not born an emperor. Are you born? You're not born an emperor, are you? That's right, isn't it? Emperors are not like hereditary, are they? Like kings and queens. Anyway, I might be wrong. But for the purposes of my poetic delivery, darlings, you ain't born an emperor. You've been on a journey, and the journey that you've been on gives you strength because you have learned. Yeah, I'm insecure, actually. Yeah, I'm kidding myself here, actually. Yeah, I am. Like I were. Like I thought it was enough. I thought at 30, or 31, 32, when I was with, and it's not Wes, you know, he's an interesting character. No, I only saw him a few weeks ago. We're still friends. My ex-partner, Tiny's daddy, we're still friends. I thought that I went through my 20s with that aim in mind. With the aim in mind, you know, by the time I'm X age, I want to be in my career that I'm happy and comfortable in, that earns me money, regular income, blah, 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 respectful, blah, blah, blah. I want to have my partner. I want to have the house. And I had all those things. I had them all. I achieved them all. I had the relationship, the friends, everything, the social life, everything. And I was miserable. And it wasn't because of Wes. It wasn't because of my ex-partner that made me miserable. And it wasn't even because of the job that made my teaching job that made me miserable. What made me miserable or unhappy, and I realised this after my nana passed, as I said, that information came flooding in all at once, was that I was not holding on to the rod that was important to me, which was always been important to me, which I want to do what I want to do, which is to write every single day of my life. And to produce this work that I'm producing for you now. And to go on the journey that I've been on. That was always, when I was a kid, I thought, I was like, well, I want to be at university forever, because I thought that university was the only place that you learned things, because I was like, I knew, even when I was 5, 6 years old, I was like, my life is going to be about learning. I need to learn. I never want to stop learning. Every single day, I have to learn something new. I want to, when I was a kid. And I thought that would mean I would be, I thought as I got a little bit older, you know, teenager, I thought, well, that's probably mean I'm going to do my master's and then do a doctorate, do a PhD. I thought that the only place really that we learned was like that, was in school and in education. And actually what's happened is the rod that all the other rods I dropped when my nana passed, they all dropped, they all crumbled, because they weren't the things that motivated me in my life. It wasn't having the husband and the car and the job and the friends and the money. It was about, I realised after my nana passed, and it hit me all at once, I realised that what was important was that the thing that I'd held on to all my life, which is I don't ever want to stop learning. I don't ever want to stop being curious. I want to write every single day, and I want to learn every single day and explore life and what life really is. And I wasn't as articulate as I am now with explaining that, but I understood even at a very young age that was the rod, that was my rod, to understand what this was I felt, what this was I experienced. Because even when I was a kid, I experienced, you know, I was intuitive, I was sensitive. I didn't know what intuitive was. I'd never heard that word, but I knew that I was that. And I knew that I wanted to understand what that was and what I was, if that makes sense. And I left that rod behind for, you know, a boyfriend with a decent job. He was very good looking, you know, a boyfriend with a decent job and 25 grand a year or whatever it was I was earning. Do you know what I mean? And a nice house with a big back garden. I mean, the back garden was nice. Tiny liked it, you know, but he went the other day and he still liked the back garden. I don't have to be in that relationship. As I say, it's not about him. And it's kind of like the same thing with you. It's like we've all got something that matters to us, that is who we are, that we can't explain why that matters, but it does. It matters. And it's as if this week you realise and you boss it, you know, you become the emperor, you recognise those things and you stand up for and stick up for the things that you want and you make the changes that are necessary. Now, this has gone on long enough, Sagittarius. I've gone on long enough. But I want you to know and to understand that this is a beautiful rite of passage that you're entering this week. And I feel like for sometimes I'm saying this to you a long time, but you only can look. I mean, literally the rod. Look, we're holding in each one of these cards. Look, you're holding the rod. You're holding the rod. You're holding the rod. You're holding the rod. You're holding the rod in each of these cards. I mean, okay, that's not a rod. It's I don't know what they call it, that gold thing. I can't remember its name off the top of my head, but you know what I'm saying. So you see what I'm saying? Look at that. Hold on to that. Hold on to that. That's where you need to be at this week, okay? Right, I'm going to shut up now because it's been going on way too long. And meantime, we want to have some dinner, don't we, baby? So, my darlings, I hope you like this reading. Please give this a thumbs up, Sagittarius. And give me your support. And leave me your comments so I can read them and I can respond to some of them as well. Feel free to share this video on your social media, on your WhatsApp, on your Facebook. And if you haven't already, subscribe. What's wrong with you people? I'll be back again next week with your brand new reading. Have a wonderful week, Sagittarius. Keep the faith. You are on the right path. You do you, boo. You do you. Have a wonderful week, Sagittarius. Take care, my darlings. Bye.